When I was running around my cult the other day, I noticed this new NPC had shown up to throw some extra challenges my way. Todd Howard himself dared me to return to the 5 original bosses of the main story and defeat their harder versions. Taking on this challenge, I had to unlock all the levels by sacrificing my loyal followers and then beating each zone 4 times before taking on the final boss of the area, just like I did originally. But the big difference this time is we can actually indoctrinate all of the bosses into our cult and ensure they're suffering for all eternity. It doesn't matter what their fate is during their stay, you can kill them or lock them up or deal with them in any way you see fit, as you don't need all 5 leaders in your cult at once, you just need to indoctrinate them in the first place. In spite of this, I wouldn't recommend game ending them or letting them leave your cult, as you'll need them for a few things later on in the video. So if you're able to collect all 5 bosses into your cult and begin exacting your revenge, the first achievement of the video, Leader of Leaders, is yours for the taking. While I was exploring the revamped New Game Plus levels and experimenting with the new mechanics, I came across an old friend. Midas, the one who turns your followers into gold statues originally, is now just chilling out in the dark woods, looking for more gold or something. I decided to speak to him, and he reciprocated my good intentions by beating me up and taking my money, before disappearing into the night. This first encounter is scripted, but to get our revenge, we have to randomly happen upon him 2 more times. In Anchor Deep, I was lucky enough to catch him out again. I thought I was ready for his tricks, but he managed to get the best of me and steal even more of my hard-earned, and totally not stolen from my own cult followers, gold. I couldn't believe Midas would steal the money that I stole from others, so I began my search for him in Silk Cradle. Once I found him, I got the jump on him and managed to take back about 20% of the total gold he took from me. This is when the Shakedown achievement popped, but don't celebrate just yet, because that's the easy part of the achievement. The really hard part is hoping that the code the developers wrote for this game actually does its job. It's quite common for Midas to take your gold upon the scripted encounter and then quit while he is ahead and never show up again. It can be a hell of its own looking for Midas over and over on a save that you don't realise is glitched. It didn't take me too long, so I'd say if you've completed all the new content for the update and you haven't found Midas yet, you might be out of luck. Not all is lost though, just wait for the patch that I'm sure will come and then you should be good to go. One new addition that came out in this patch is the Purgatory area. Competing in here is kind of like a longer and harder version of the roguelike. This new mode has a resource called God Tears. These drop from bosses, and fragments of these drop from nearly everything else and combine into God Tears if you have enough. Trading these tears to Todd Howard, I was able to play his newest gacha game. The reward we want for this achievement is the necklaces. In particular, we want the new Light and Dark necklace. Once you have both of these, you can give them to 2 different followers, and the right as the followers trust you and think they're your friend, throw a sacrifice party in their honor. This rewards you with Baal and Im. Upon taking them to your demon altar thing, which is a building included in the base game, we can turn both new devout followers into demons. Now take these demons into a crusade and look for the shop on the map. It should have a quest marker on it. Once there, Fornius will be reunited with her children. At least that's what I think is going on here, and you get your achievement. For me personally, this achievement was awful. I rolled over and over and over on the gacha game, but I just couldn't get the second necklace. I spent hours farming tears, even managing to clean out the follower forms and tablets, cry to myself gently in the corner, and then, just when I was about to give up, I realized I had made a grave mistake. If you didn't know, when you're navigating these little wheel menus, like you do when you're giving a follower a gift, if you have too many items to fit on one page, it will move them to a second page. To access this page, you have to just click on this tiny little symbol at the bottom of the wheel. So now, after wasting 5 hours of my life and 5 inches off my hairline, I gave the follower the second necklace, cried again, and then finished the quest for the achievement. Slayer of Souls requires the player to complete an entire row in Purgatory, which can be accessed through this little well in front of Todd Howard. An entire row just means completing all 6 missions associated with a single fleece. This is the first directly combat-based achievement, but this next tip applies to all achievements really. No single achievement in this game is tied to difficulty, so if you need to, just bump it down to easy or whatever you want and farm your achievements. You can either do regular crusades in Purgatory, or you can do the boss rush mode. It's honestly up to you and what you prefer. Just keep using the same fleece over and over until you have all 6 levels completed and the achievement will pop. A new mechanic of the free DLC are the actual relics of the old faith. Relics are like little items you can use in the roguelike to get extra effects. Kind of like spells, but I suppose relics are a bit more diverse, having more unique effects like growing bigger or smaller, running faster, or killing everyone on the screen at once. There's 37 total relics in the game to collect for this achievement. That might seem overwhelming, but it's easier than it first appears. For starters, finding the relic vendor in the Crusade unlocks 13 relics straight off the bat. In addition, 3 different sermon upgrades net another 13, 5 are from the sermon upgrade Blessing of the Relics, 5 from the Damnation of the Relics, and 5 from the Eyes of the Lost Relics. The 4 bosses we recruited earlier each give their own quests which reward a relic each. They're easy and straightforward to complete, so I won't talk about that, but this is the reason I mentioned earlier for needing to maintain their position in the cult rather than neglecting their happiness. Kimura is guaranteed to be on the naughty list, so make sure to trap them next to the poop corner and lecture them until they agree to be happy again. Pretty much exactly how jail in real life works, to be honest. 1 relic each is rewarded for returning Baal and Aim during the previous achievement. The relic vendor himself will give you a quest to find his shoe. It's behind the lighthouse in the fishing map. There's one for fishing in general, so smash that out while you're there. Speaking to the weapons vendor will offer a quest. Just return to the smuggler's sanctuary and tickle this fish. I'm not sure if this is a joke or if this is the weapons vendor way of asking me out on a date, but either way you get a relic. 1 is rewarded for killing an innocent critter in a crusade, and the last is for harvesting the meat off your fully devoted and loving cult members after they die. If they're lucky, they might even die from you murdering them to speed up the process. No matter the order you do it in, once you have the last one, you'll have your achievement.